Okay, welcome to our inbound specialist training. We're going to be going over what an inbound specialist does. Essentially, this is a person who will take on leads where people actually come to us looking for us to take care of their property for them, their vacation rental. And we have some different programs that we can offer to these people. Um, First thing I want to go over is just kind of the general process here. So first thing you're going to do is before you do anything, you're like a doctor. You want to diagnose before you prescribe something. You want to understand, what are they trying to do with their property? What they're hoping to accomplish with it, what their current situation is, and what they kind of would like. And then once you ask them those kind of questions and get that information from them, you then will start to talk to them about a particular program that you think works best for them. We have we have three programs technically, but inbound people generally are interested in either our reservation management program or our full service program, where we basically do everything for them. Once you talk to them about the programs, you answer any questions they might have. You then get a signed agreement. Unlike our host program um, or wholesale program, that is where it's kind of every deal. It's kind of like their contract. This one we actually do get a signed contract from them up front that kind of authorizes us to work with their property. And then after you get that signed agreement, there are some steps you got to take to kind of finalize things with the deal, getting final parameters and some other things that we'll talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is learning the owner needs and discussing the programs. So um, the first thing I usually ask them is what is it you hope that we can do for you? Like what are you looking to do with your property? And or I ask them kind of what's your current situation and what are you hoping to have happen with your property. They'll then spill their guts. So that's a really good question. Um, and then you want to discuss the programs. And there are these two programs. Full service. Okay, so full service is for them, bottom line is it's totally headache free. They literally sit back, let us handle everything, and they collect a check each month. And we just take care of it for them. We charge 20 to 25% of the nightly rate for that program. And then we have our reservation management program. Now, this is full service is kind of our default one for inbound people, but sometimes reservation management can be something better. And this is um, essentially what happens is we market the property, we handle all the reservations and all of that, but they approve each deal, and they have their people who take care of it. It's very similar to our host or wholesale program where they're taking care of the unit, except for we're doing all of their marketing and we're doing all of their calendar and reservation management. Okay, so let me talk for just a second about the differences. So these are the differences between full service and, full service. Full service, we handle the caretaking of the property. So we get an independent caretaker that will take care of that specific unit, that person's in charge of it, and we make sure that they do a good job. Reservation management, they actually will have someone who handles it. So a lot of the times reservation management is a great program for people who already have like a friend who's taking care of their property and they don't want to like fire their friend. We can keep their friend in place and work with them. Okay, we can really mix and match. We're extremely flexible. If in doubt with one of these people, say, yeah, I'm about 95% sure we can do that. Let me just confirm it with my manager. But always, if you're ever not sure, just say, yeah, I'm 95% sure we can, because I'm 95% sure we can figure something out. Usually we can always do something to accommodate individual situations. So anyway, back to this. Caretaking, full service, we handle it. Payment is a little bit different. With full service, they're given a statement each month, okay, for everyone who checked out the month prior, and they're paid for those people who checked out. With reservation management, they actually get paid up front. We collect the money. As we collect it, we just pass the money on to them. It's just, going to them. We don't do any of their bookkeeping. We don't do any of their accounting. We don't calculate all the tax. We just basically are collecting and passing the money on to them, okay? Whereas with full service, we have a statement that breaks out, okay, this is exactly how much we this is how much you're getting paid. This is where all the taxes for all these reservations. So they really have a good accounting system in place. We are their accountant basically for all their reservations. Deal approval. So with full service, we approve each reservation. So it's us. If the calendar's open, we're going to book it. We're going to go for it. And but with reservation management, we actually bring each reservation to the owner, and so they can approve it. Now, let's say somebody likes these two parts of reservation management, but they want us to approve each deal. That can be worked out. So there can be some mixing and matching with this, okay? But those are the main differences between the two programs, okay? One is essentially totally headache-free. They don't have to worry about a thing. They just collect money. And then the other one is they're a little bit more involved. They might have a caretaker that they're over, or they want to approve each reservation, or they want to get paid up front. That's kind of the reservation management program. And like I said, we can kind of customize something to each person's needs. So I really do encourage you. I'm going to be sending you the full service or reservation management flyers. These will give you a lot of details. I want you to read through those, understand them, and let me know if you have any questions. As far as the frequently asked questions by them, I'm also going to send you a frequently asked questions flyer. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So for full service, frequently asked questions, whoops, let me open that up. So they want to know how do you guys find guests for the property? Essentially, we have various online marketing avenues, travel partners, listing services, all sorts of stuff, and our teams take inquiries, and then we book those inquiries in the property. This talks about how they get paid. We already talked about that. They just pay a flat percentage on each night that we book. There's no other costs. This is another really great thing that a lot of people are very excited about. Our competitors do not do this. They always rope them into some kind of 6-month contract or a year-long contract. We don't. They can cancel with us anytime. You just say, yeah, I'm done working with you guys, and you're done. No cancellation fees or anything. And I always say we're really confident because we have so many satisfied owners that we don't feel like we need to rope anyone into a contract. We've retained about 97% of the owners that we keep. How do we ensure their property is taken care of? This is actually a really good one. So what happens is there's a caretaker assigned to the property, and that caretaker has to ensure the property is ready for guest check-in, respond to any guest needs while they're in the house, and report and coordinate any maintenance. Before we pay our caretakers, they have to fill out a detailed report and checklist that says that they've done everything that they were supposed to do for that checkout. So every time a guest checks out, they go inspect the property, clean everything, get everything ready to go, and then they have to submit basically a form validating that to us. Okay. How do we handle contracts? We have a comprehensive contract that we've used forever. It works great. But if owners have a contract they want to use, they can just send that to us. Are we reputable? We've hosted Diana Ross, Heidi Klum, Florida Georgia Line, Jessica Simpson. We've worked with really big names, and we have a lot of happy owners, and we can provide references if they want them. We don't just work with luxury homes. Taxes are passed along to owners so that they can work that out. But we do, for full service, we provide a monthly statement so that they can handle that with their tax preparer. If they want to use the property or a friend, there's things about that. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all of these. Read through these frequently asked questions so that you're aware of all of the issues for each program and the questions and answers that you should have ready for each program. Okay. So, all right. Once a guest is ready, you want to send them a copy of the contract, and I will give you the links to each of the contract types, and then you can send that over to them for review. If they have any questions about the contract, refer them to me as your manager, so that your manager handles all your all contract questions. Okay. Also, you're going to have to talk with me once you send them that contract. You're going to want to get in touch with your manager, and you're going to want to talk to them. Okay, hey, how are we going to caretake this? Are we going to get photos? What kind of pricing should we do on this unit? I will give that all to you. I will say, okay, this is how we're going to handle caretaking, this is how we're going to handle photos, and this is how we're going to handle pricing. You basically just say, hey, I have this owner with this situation. Help me understand what we're going to do for caretaking, photos, and pricing. And then I'll give you that information. After the person signs, and you should put all of this stuff into Salesforce just so you know. You're going to be managing this person in Salesforce just like anyone else. So in the notes, you're going to put the caretaking plan, how we're going to get photos, and pricing that we're going to post in our system. Okay. So after they sign for the deal, at that point, one of the things you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create a description for that property, because they probably don't already have a website. If they do, we can just use that description. But you're going to have to create kind of a catchy description of how cool this unit is based on any photos or any information that the owner has provided for you. And just do your best to make up something that sounds pretty. You then obviously are going to make sure, just like with any other property, you're going to get all the details and parameters, make sure you have all those in place. And then at that point, you're ready for upload. One thing you're going to do is you're going to notify whoever is handling our uploads to expedite it. Anytime that it is either reservation management or a full service program, that person gets priority. They get their property up in our system first thing. It should happen within like a day or two. We want to make sure that we get it to happen quickly. All right. So that is essentially it. Like I said, you're going to learn about what the owner wants to do. You're going to talk to them about the different programs that we offer. Study those programs so you know kind of how they work. If you have any questions about those programs, ask me. Answer any of their questions. If you don't know something or they ask you something that you're not sure of, always say we're 95% sure that we can do that. I just got to confirm it with my manager. And then at some point you're going to send them the agreement, they're going to sign it, and then you're just going to kind of finalize things and get them uploaded into the system. So that is essentially how it works. If you have any questions, please contact management. All right, thanks a lot.